let's take a look at some of the vintage and retro items that I sold online today. All right, first up is a vintage book that actually was originally printed in 1930, but it was very much a reprint later on. Like, it's kind of maybe 70s or 60s, but it is the Patchwork Girl of Oz, and it's got the original dust jacket, even though it's in rough shape. It's not fully attached, but the artwork and everything in it is real cool. Even though it's more of a novelization, like right here, see the copyright is actually written into the artwork. So, and there was nowhere else where it said what day it was printed. So there's each bit of story here, and the Patchwork Girl of Oz is just another character in the Wizard of Oz sort of thing. Anyway, really cool artwork on that one. Then next up is another set of books, but they also have a cassette with them. So I found an entire set of Teddy Ruxpin books that come with cassettes right here. So Teddy Ruxpin, like, these tapes could actually be put inside Teddy Ruxpin, which was the doll that had a cassette player in him, and his mouth would move when these cassettes were put in. I don't know if he just reacted to the sound. I remember that there were people who would put like music tapes inside of him and his mouth would move and his eyes would open and close, but it might have just been a reaction. I think maybe there were specific things in here for him to talk, but I got this one here for Christmas, and it's got the cassette. And then I got this other one here with the cassette that's for Teddy Ruxpin and Autumn. And here are the characters. I forgot about the other characters that came with the book, or that were in the storyline. I don't know if they ever made dolls of them, but I knew that Teddy Ruxpin was the doll. That was it. I knew nothing about his background until I got his book, and he's got like a bunch of different adventures. Also, the person gets a little bonus. There's a 1978 Garfield sticker on there. So there you go, free of charge. A bedtime Bible stories for children. So these are bedtime stories, which is what a lot of the books that I have are, but this one's specifically for the Bible. So, you know, while you're getting ready for bed, there's the story of Adam and Eve. Some really cool illustrations and watercolor inside of it. Oh, wow. There you go. That's actually kind of a nifty picture. Huh. And actually, this particular scene here I think is really cool. So it's a drawing of all the soldiers, or whatever you call them, warriors, and then just a red line going across them to color them in. I thought that was kind of Art Deco-y. And as quickly as I got them, they went away. Now, in a previous video, I now know that, yes, I guessed on this one, and I said Honkers? Yeah, there was a whole bunch. So I did research on this, and it is a honker. And also, I didn't realize this. His nose honks, which the actual Muppets of these do. There were a whole bunch of them. They didn't speak. They just honked their noses. I didn't realize in the article that I read about them that they're born from eggs. So they hatch from eggs. So maybe that was a thing on Sesame Street. I don't remember that. But yes, it is a honker. And this is the purple honker. I was also questioning whether or not this was Babar. I don't know which way to pronounce it either. It is, and it's actually a 1970s version of Babar, and this win as well. So, elephant with a hat. Here's one that I knew was nifty. It was an interesting thing. I thought somebody would like it, but I couldn't find. Sometimes it amazes me how I can find stuff out about things that have no indicating label or anything whatsoever. This one I couldn't, so I just titled it Pig in a Bikini with a Ball, and there you go. That apparently worked because someone said, I want that, and I thought someone might want it, so that's why I got it. A pinup puzzle of Miss Piggy in Hawaii, and it says Aloha, and it's just a little puzzle, but it's got 70 pieces in here, so it's a tiny little puzzle, and when you're done, it looks like that. I always thought it was weird that they would pose Miss Piggy like this for things, because while Miss Piggy, you think about it like, okay, yes, that was her character, that's the way she acted, but to set these up, it's really just a bunch of people posing a doll and dressing it up and putting makeup and clothes on it, and that kind of makes me laugh when I picture like the outcome looks like, oh yeah, that's Miss Piggy. But really it's like if I were to take this Babar, and start posing it right here and dressing it up and taking a pinup picture of it. Like that's weird, right? And this is an item that when I originally bought it, I thought it was a radio, but I guess it actually was a bank. It's Raggedy Ann and Andy, and it's a big old plastic bank. But you see how I could think that it was maybe a radio. And then in here, the different slots for the coins. So the different sizes for each kind of coin that you would put in. And I guess it would play sounds when you would put in a particular coin. And I'll never know what they said because I can't fix the connection. But it's still really cool looking. Look at that. This is just big, thick thing of them. Elf book that's Mother Goose stories, which there are so many different publications of Mother Goose stories. And people seem to like them, so I keep getting them. And the artwork in this is cool, of course. So this one is from 1961, and I love it when it has the old textured paper. I think that's really cool. So there's the old woman that lived in a shoe, Baba Black Sheep, the tarts. The tarts? Wouldn't it be the Queen of Hearts? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so that's the way that one looks. And then the next one was a Flintstones book right here. It's a book and record, but it doesn't have the record. So it's just a book that's supposed to come with a record. Part of the Peter Pan book and record series. And inside, these are my favorite. These are the ones where they're kind of a little off-brand. They take a little bit more liberties with the coloring and the way that they draw the characters from the book. I like these ones. These books, when I get them, I like to try and draw them myself. And I'll spend some time with these and like make a few drawings the way they are in these on my tablet or something. Walt Disney's Pinocchio, and this one is an older version of it. The older ones I really like because much like the Flintstones ones, they're drawings that are for the book specifically, not just like taking scenes or drawings from the movie. I sold a lot of the dolls from a recent estate sale, I'm realizing. So I got a lot of good ones from that. Here is Joe Cool, which is the Snoopy character where he's a cool guy. I guess I don't know the whole like I knew what Joe Cool was. I knew it was Snoopy and glasses and he would wear a shirt that says Joe Cool. But I have no reference as to why, when, or why did he do it? When, I can't recall. Is it just a character they did for marketing? Was it in the strip? All of a sudden I'm blanking on it. I'm gonna need to look up the history of Joe Cool now because I never questioned it before now. Oh, it's from 1971. So it's in really good shape for 1971. There you go, Joe Cool. And then the last thing I got is something that I swear I had one. I really think I had one because it was very recognizable and it's pretty nifty. And again, it's a bank. This one's still in the box and I'm not entirely sure if it needs to come out of the box, but it's a game, it's a bank. The buck stops here. So what you do is in the top, if you open the box in the top here, there's a part where you put in like a coin, be it a nickel or a quarter or whatever, and it goes down the chute and it goes from this person right here where the arm is, and you punch that lever, which moves both the arms on this side, and then after you do that, it goes poink, and it goes over to the other spot right there, and you hit this lever, and it goes poink, and you hit it hard enough so that it'll land on this guy's little glass lever, and you hit it hard and it goes poink, and then it lands on this guy's one, and then you try to get it into the slot right there. And if you do it gently, we discovered, because we tested it, the coin gets stuck in the arm. So you have to hit it really hard. I think the whole thing's neat. It's these arms are the things that I remember. I remember hitting these, just the curvature of them and everything. And the little button. Anyway, that's a bank. So that's a look at all of the retro and vintage things that I sold today.